Grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins. Grow your coins, you gotta grow your coins. Grow your coins, grow your coins.
What's up, everybody? I'm the Crypto Crow. I am so sorry I have not done a video in like a week. It's been so long. I've had so much going on. A lot of good stuff. I'm a little rough today. Obviously, I look like I had my ass kicked last night. I was so conservative in my drinking last night. Wife and I went out and went to this new place, had dinner, had a nice table and all that. It was like the place ended up getting packed. It's basically like the only nightclub now in Cincinnati with like EDM music and high energy and all that. And so yeah, I mean we had some friends out and it was a good time, but man, and now we have like a housewarming party today, later this afternoon. So yeah, I'm hurting, but you know, I wanted to do this video, but hey, oh wait, hold on. I wanted to do something. Hold on. Son of a gun. I forgot to load this. Let me see. Hold on. I'll let chat get going here in a minute. Where is my thing? Where did I put it? Oh, that's right. I hadn't downloaded it yet. Hold on. Give me a second. Because, Beetle sent me this. I asked him for it, and it's cool as hell. So I want to show everybody. Dang it! I totally meant to load this up. Hold on, wait a minute. Let me put my 2 cents in it. Isn't that cool? I thought that was badass. So I'm gonna play that just to help Monarch. So I think everybody knows. I'm pretty sure I told everybody that I'm an advisor for Monarch. I mean, Crypto Beatles and I, man, you know, he's just like the best dude, and everything that this guy's been doing with the Monarch wallet and everything his team has been doing. You know, it took me some time because I used to be so in love with Ethos. I was like, oh man, Ethos is going to be awesome. And he's like, man, you got to check out my stuff. And I'm like, okay. And I was checking it out. So I'll get to some of that. So the first thing that I wanted to address so this is Coin Paprika. I actually saw this because I guess Data Dash was paid to tell everybody about it, which is totally cool. He was very upfront about it. And I'm glad he was, because I haven't watched the Data Dash video in a while, and I just happened on one, I think it was yesterday. Hold on, I need some coffee. And he brought up this Coin Paprika. Basically, it's like Coin Market Cap on steroids. And it's pretty slick. I haven't even had time to go through the whole thing yet, but it basically offers a lot of information. Night mode's better. Look at that. It's freaking beautiful, man. I mean, the name is silly, but it is what it is. I love it. It's gorgeous, and I'm probably going to start using this instead of Coin Market Cap from now on. And I'm going to be using it for more things. I mean, there's stuff in here about ICOs, exchanges. I mean, you name it, man. There's a lot more data on here than there is on Coin Market Cap. So figured I would share the love and spread that word. Looking at Bitcoin, it's at 6406 right now. And, you know, this video isn't going to be a lot of technical. I'm not going into a lot of predictions or any of that stuff, but I do want to address some things that I think are fairly important. And, you know, if you notice the name of the video, basically what I wanted to go into, I wish there was a way. I'm going to actually turn off Telegram. What's up, everybody? Yo, yo, yo to Crow. I am called Polly P. Hey Crow, can you talk about STOs? Yeah, I'm actually working on something that's going to be pretty in depth about STOs coming up, because I do think they're going to play a pretty big role. It's probably going to take another year or so, but I think STOs are going to basically change the game in a lot of ways. Talk about STOs. A lot of people are wanting to go into STOs. Maybe I need to speed up my work on this video, because I am going to be doing something on STOs soon. Crow, do you recommend investing in Bitcoin Cash at this time? I do not invest anything into Bitcoin Cash. Personally, I don't really have anything against Bitcoin Cash. You can almost look at Bitcoin Cash like Ripple in a kind of. I mean, there's no comparison in tech or any of that stuff. That's not what I mean. I just mean, Bitcoin Cash is probably unless Roger Ver gets hit by a bus, Bitcoin Cash is always going to be marketed. And I give credit to Roger Ver, man. I mean, he's a little ornery, very, very cocky, but he's also very smart. And, the guy knows what he's doing. And I think he comes from the school of any publicity is better than no publicity. And so he's always up to something. But look, man, I mean, he's been spearheading Bitcoin Cash all this way. I just wish he would change the name and drop the whole rivalry with Bitcoin. Like, it's just silly to me. I feel like Bitcoin Cash would probably do better at this point if he were to just rebrand it and market it under a different name altogether. Just, let it stand on its own. If it does so much more, and there's so much more functionality and use case and speed and all this other stuff, let it stand on its own merit. And that's kind of the way I look at it. I don't know if people agree, but if I had something that was so much better than, it's like a car or a pencil, like anything. If I created something significantly better, faster, more powerful, or whatever, I would want it to stand on its own merit. I wouldn't want it to even be associated with the original, in the sense that I wouldn't want there to be that confusion. And so, while I see Roger Ver pumping Bitcoin Cash, to me, I feel like there's an insecurity there. And to him, he's thinking, well, Bitcoin's the number one, Bitcoin's the granddaddy, the closest I can get to that. But it's like, at what point do you decide, okay, I've ridden the back of Bitcoin long enough, we've established a market, now let's rebrand and get everybody on board with its own entity. That's the way I look at it. Howdy from Seattle. What's up, Francis? So anyway, Big Crow, you're the man. Thanks, C. Williams. What up, peeps? Looking at Heather Starbuck. So, look, here's the thing that I wanted to address, and the reason why I named this video what I did. Because I don't want to be left out. So there is something in the YouTube space. Basically, we call them smear jobs. And, there's a group, there are a lot of groups out there who they try to dig up any kind of dirt, any kind of anything on popular YouTubers, and then add their own salt and pepper, man. And that's the easiest that I can say. They basically, I talked to, so somebody did a video on Superman recently, and I didn't even watch the video because I already knew what it said. I already knew what it was. I mean, a lot of the stuff isn't quite original, to be quite frank, but the whole point of it is it's a group of these younger guys who they're trying to build their popularity on YouTube. And the way they're going about it is just all wrong. And, basically what they do is they look for big YouTubers, and then they take like things with a fraction of truth and they dramatize it and make it like a big thing full of lies and misconceptions or assumptions. And then they try to paint a negative picture on somebody. And they do that because, and one guy showed me, he showed me his channel, and then he showed me like before and after of whatever video he did. I don't want to get too specific, and he got a lot of subs out of it, and he got a lot of views out of it. But the reality is that these guys don't seem to realize that short term, that's maybe effective. And they're really trying to do damage to the reputation, the livelihood, just basically do a lot of damage to YouTubers. And while I don't think Zupoman is perfect, we're all human. I'm not perfect. And I know that, and it's like, this one guy that I talked to, he was planning on doing a video about me. And even talking to him, I'm like, dude, you're so wrong about so much. Like, if you put this stuff out on the internet, 95% of it is going to be untruths. And I said, why don't you take your channel in a positive direction? You get so much further, so much faster, and it's just not worth it. And on top of that, it's not worth the legal headaches you're going to run into, whether it's from me or someone else. And I started talking to this guy, and we were going back and forth on Telegram, and I'm like, you're a smart dude. That's the thing. A lot of these guys are smart. They're smart young developers, programmers, traders, things like that. And I'm dumbfounded when I see guys with that kind of talent, with that kind of skill, good editing chops, just overall talented dudes using it for such terrible stuff. Like, anybody can make up shit about somebody else on the internet, throw their name on a YouTube video and collect some views. Any moron on the planet can do that. These guys aren't morons. Most of them, at least the ones I've chatted with. These guys are smart guys who are capable of accomplishing a hell of a lot more on their own legitimate merit than trying to capitalize on the names of those who have done more before them. And there's a lot of jealousy out there. There's a lot of jealousy of how much I make for paid reviews, how much other people might make for reviews, or what they make on their Udemy courses and things like that. And the thing of it is, like, the one guy that I talked to, he's a programmer. And I'm like, instead of attacking others for what they make for their Udemy courses, why don't you create one and market that yourself? You would make a fortune. The guy that I've been talking to, we're talking about, I'm willing to do a collab with him and talk about this stuff. And he had talked about helping me learn Perl, because Python. And I've always wanted to be a developer. I've always wanted to learn a programming language. And I'm kind of from, I could have went after this guy and like, look, you blah, 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 piece of shit, blah, why? Like, it's kind of one of those things that I feel like some of these young guys, they don't have a core group. One of the things that I brought up to this guy was, back in the day, there was this guy he was on Facebook. And I don't know if you guys ever remember the I'm Hardcore. If you remember this kid, I don't remember how old he was, but I think he might have been in his late teens, maybe early 20s. I don't remember specifically, but this kid was on Facebook, basically he wanted people to dare him to take pills. And he was just a crazy dude who was always doing crazy shit. And he was trying to build his popularity by just being nuts, by doing absolutely outrageous shit. His last video was him claiming how hardcore he was. And I watched this. And I didn't watch it live, but I watched it later. And he was basically surrounded by a bunch of people pushing and prodding him to take more pills, live on Facebook. And he did, until he died live on Facebook. And the point of all of this is this isn't just about the immediate gratification or the immediate spike in views or subs, associated with using the name of more popular people on YouTube to give yourself a boost, defaming, lying, slandering, just whatever kind of crazy excitement or drama you can create about any particular person. This is about the mentality of the individual willing to do that to get ahead. Because the people that are up to that sort of stuff never go anywhere. They never get anywhere far. And that's one of the reasons I had the discussion I had with this one guy, because I was like, dude, you are too smart, too talented to be wasting your time trying to get some short-term boosts on YouTube at the expense of other people, especially when all it's going to do is ruin your reputation completely, because you're not always going to be young. There's going to come a point in your life when you're going to want to do bigger, better things that actually mean something, and you're not going to be able to because you've just spent the last year, 2 years, 6 months, whatever it is, putting out all this hate and nonsense and bullshit about people to try and tear them down so that you can get some gain. And he was like, I think you're right. He's like, it's really not worth it. And I was like, and he, chatting with the guy, it's like, I can tell he's wicked smart. And it's like, but then I heard that in this community that some of these guys were talking about targeting BitBoy. Don't fuck with my boy BitBoy. And I already know some of the things that they're talking about targeting on BitBoy. And before I get to BitBoy, here's the thing. So, my wife and I were on a TV show a few years back, okay? And it was about swingers. And it never aired in the United States. It aired all over the world, but it didn't air in the United States. And I can't say too much because we signed papers, but let's just say this. We came on in the middle of the season because they wanted a normal couple on the show. And it was a lot of fun. It was a once-in-a-lifetime kind of opportunity at the time. We almost didn't do it, which was one of the reasons why we didn't come in until like the middle of the season. We do know everybody that was on the show. They're friends. And I don't make any claims about, let's just say this. I can't say what's real, what isn't, whatever. There's a lot of magic to television. I'll just say that. But what I will say is that I don't talk about my personal life in that way on YouTube for a reason. Number one, my wife is not a part of my YouTube channel, really. My wife has her own career. And, what we do in our personal lives, quite frankly, is our business. And the only real thing that our personal life could generate in anyone else is potentially jealousy. And so, we don't talk about those things. And, what should matter and the only thing that should matter is what I'm doing today, how I'm helping educate people, what the goal, what my mission is, what I'm accomplishing in my mission. That's what's important. And that's it. And, everybody knows about like the old game, the Greedmonger game. I've been dishing out refunds for that failure of a project from like 7 years ago. And, everybody knows all this shit. It's just a respect thing. A lot of people that know things don't necessarily bring them up because there's no reason to, right? Well, the point to all of this, and the only reason why I'm even doing this video, it's not even about me. To me, it's about BitBoy. And it's about other people out there who are potentially targets for these guys who basically want to go out and try to capitalize on defaming these guys or potentially opening up secrets. First of all, I don't really have any fucking secrets. I've been an open book since day one. And BitBoy is very similar. Now, and I talked to BitBoy prior to doing this video because I wanted to make sure that he knew what I was doing, why, and I wanted his permission to do what I'm doing, okay? Now, BitBoy is one of the sweetest, funniest, nicest dudes I've met in crypto. BitBoy, Beatles, Crypto Love's on another planet, but he's great. Wendy O, like all these people that I've met in the space they're all really good, fun, honest, hardworking people in the space. BitBoy is definitely one of them. The guy puts out like 2 creative videos a day just to be funny. He doesn't really get squat out of any of these videos. He doesn't make any money, really. He does. He's very successful in his personal, like he's more successful outside of crypto than he is in crypto. He is in crypto and has his channel specifically because he just enjoys it and because he loves the community and he loves being a part of it. However, and this is kind of even hard for me to talk about only because it's such a personal thing for him. But he's an open book and he always has been. But he did suffer from drug addiction years ago. And he went through a lot of rough periods. And, it's one of those things that, you know, everybody has a skeleton. Everybody has quote unquote secret, whether they're and he's not secretive about it. He talks about it very openly. But what bothers me is the idea that somebody would want to use that as a means of exploiting him to benefit their own channel. That pisses me off. It's wrong. And, you know, the one thing, some people might be jealous of the success I've found in crypto, but the reality is I busted my ass all 40 of these years I've been alive to get to where I'm at and to have the opportunity I have. And people that try to, and the one promise I made, I had opportunities when I was a teenager to learn a trade that ultimately I felt would have been selling my soul to get ahead. And I told myself then, I will never sell my soul to make $1. And I haven't. Regardless of what some of these guys might say, oh, Crow's a shiller and a scammer, Superman's a shiller and a scammer, and whoever else they want to talk about, the reality is I've never sold my soul to make $1. I've made mistakes. I've tried projects that have failed, you know, but if you don't try and you don't fail, you don't learn anything. But it's all the failures in my life that have led me to a point that I'm at today, to understand the value of what I do, to you know, the skill sets that I have. I've done so many different things. You know, I've been in so many different industries, living and learning. And I can guarantee you, I have a far better education in business development, marketing, and otherwise than I would say anybody out of college with even 10 years experience, because they lost 4 to 8 years in college, you know, to try and get the experience I started gaining my sophomore year in high school. So, you know, I just, when you guys are out there and you see these smear job videos, I just want everybody to understand, and I don't give a shit if it's about me. I care more about, I mean, I do. Like, I have kids, I have family, my wife has a professional career. Nobody wants our personal life or any of that stuff spewed out all over the internet by a bunch of trolls looking to capitalize off our backs and my hard work, because they either A, don't have the drive, the ambition, the integrity, or whatever to establish themselves on their own. That's not what it's short-lived and it means nothing. And ultimately all it is these kids basically selling their souls to try and get ahead. Especially what bothers me about that is that so many of these young guys are so much more capable of doing so much more, but it's fun and it's funny. And it's the reason why I brought up the I'm hardcore guy, because you are the people, you are the friends you keep, you know, and it's like, I would much rather see a lot of these guys convert, I guess you could say, into doing more positive work online, and I will even help them. And I've told them, you know, I have a community of 109 influencers from all over the internet, Twitter, YouTube, and we all kind of hang out and shoot the shit and help each other and promote each other and do different things. It's a community. Why would anybody go? And the thing of it is it's only good people that are a part of this community, because it is a community, you know? And it's like, I don't know, it bothers me to see this kind of stuff, but I feel like some of these young guys with a lot of skill are just misguided. They haven't had anybody really to work with. A lot of these guys are just solo guys on their own, you know, and the friends that they keep around them are always going to drive them and push them to do the worst, most disgusting shit, because it's not their neck on the line. You know, it's like these kids yelling at this other guy on Facebook, like, take another pill, take more pills. You're not hardcore. You're not hardcore. And the last thing that dude said was, I am hardcore, but right before he died. It's fucking disgusting. And it's the same mentality. And the thing of it is that the more of this kind of shit that's put out, and the more of these young guys that are putting this stuff out on the internet, I promise you, it will come back to them. It always does. And it's not worth it. Use your talent, use your time, use what skill sets you have to do something good, and I promise you will grow beyond, far beyond, where you're going to grow putting out negative lies, bullshit about people who are already doing things you wish you could. The fact of the matter is, you could do it. It just takes a little time to do things the right way. So I'm going to leave that at that. You know, hopefully the thumbnail wasn't too terribly misleading. But, you know, I figured, you know, some of these guys are going to capitalize on the traffic of saying shit like that. I might as well too. But yeah, I love BitBoy, and he doesn't deserve any of that stuff. And I don't think anybody's put the video out yet. If they have, I haven't seen it. But just, you know, just leave people alone. Do your own thing. BitBoy is one of the other guys who'd be more than willing to help anybody. You know, Beatles, Love. I mean, a lot of these guys, they're all community guys. They're all here to help. We help each other. And honestly, we get a rise out of helping other people grow. I mean, no offense to Crypto Wendy, she's amazing, but she doesn't have any followers at all. And it's not because she's pretty that we help her out and that we want her involved. She's just a good person. You know, she's married, she's very loyal, she's very honest, she has a lot of integrity, and she has a lot of smarts, and she has a lot to offer people. And she works really freaking hard. You know, Miggity Miner's another one. He's not huge on YouTube, but we do all kinds of stuff. I'm just now getting into, you know, trying to work with Miggity Miner. I think he's rebranding himself. But, you know, there are a lot of people that are in our community that are brand new, that they don't, but they love the space, and that's it. It's about the person. It's not about how many followers you have. People have come up to me, they would come up to me at CryptoCon, like, Crow, I would love to collab with you. I'd love to be on your channel. I'd love you to be on mine. I'd love to interview you, but I'm not very big yet. And I'm like, I don't give a shit how big you are. To me, you know, it's like my wife and I, and like our friends. You don't need to be rich. You don't need to be famous. You don't need to, you can be dirt poor. You can be just, it doesn't matter. What matters to us is the heart within you, the kind of person you are. If you're a good person, we're best friends. If you're a piece of shit and you're worth $30 million, you can suck it because we don't want any part of you. And that's just how it is. So I'm going to move on. So let's see. When can I get promoted? Cryptos chain. You just were promoted. Yes, Chico Crypto started all this mess. Chico Crypto needs to check himself into rehab. You know, it's sad. It really is sad because there are guys, and I'm familiar with Chico Crypto. We actually invited him into our influencer group, and within like a day or two, man, he like dipped out with all kinds of shit going on. I don't even know what that guy's deal is. Some guys are just nuts. Like, I don't know his mental situation, but some of these guys are just nuts. And it's like, who was it? Was it Robert Downey Jr.? Morton Downey Jr.? I don't remember, but the guy, he just lived to exploit people on his show. It was like the talk show. And it is what it is. Let's see. All right. So anyway, my minds.com/CryptoCrow is actually, it's growing, 73 subscribers. And if you look here, I launched an ebook because I want to shill and scam. Kidding aside, I wrote an ebook, and it's basically what I've been working on this week. And it's a cheap little ebook. You can get it free if you're Kindle Unlimited. So if you're Kindle Unlimited, it's actually free. So more power to you. It's basically, so it's 61 pages. And I really kind of wrote this book. The reviews have been good so far. I really appreciate everybody that's posted these reviews. And I'm sure I'll probably, because I'm putting this video out, I'll probably get a few people like, Crypto Crow's a scammer, blah, blah, blah. There's always some of that. But anyway, the book is really about helping newcomers to the space. It's really, like if you're an old school veteran, it's probably not going to help you much. But it could. I mean, it's my perspective on a lot of things, from, you know, the market in general, some very basic technical analysis, using some of the indicators that I use. I'm just kind of understanding what they mean, how they work. Mining, you know, just all kinds of different things. It's kind of my take, and then links to resources that I use. And, you know, some people are finding it helpful so far, so I'm very grateful for that. I wanted to give it away free completely, but I set the price at $3.99 just because it's perceived value. Really all it is. And it's got my top 35 most promising projects for 2019. Which I felt could be very useful for some people to at least point them in the right direction and do their own research. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Hopefully it helps. I looked at it as more of a marketing tool to kind of bring more people into the channel. and just to get people involved in crypto that are curious. And I was trying to target some more like general investment kind of keywords. An update on Monarch GoChain. GoChain is now partnered with Monarch Wallet. I just told everybody last week how there are so many companies that are in my top 35 picks, my top 35 projects heading into 2019 that I think are going to do well. A lot of these guys are starting to get married. A lot of my favorite projects from 2017 are starting to work together, and I love it. I mean, you know, Monarch, I'm telling you, Monarch is a sleeping giant. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with Monarch, and I'm not saying it just because I'm friends with Beatles. I'm not saying, because it took me a while. I'm not going to lie, and he knows it. Because I was more sold on Ethos, because Ethos looks, I'm not going to lie, Ethos looks better, in my opinion. And I really want to see Monarch. I want to see the user, like the UI is not bad. It's just, for me, for whatever reason, it doesn't feel techy. It doesn't feel as fluid and inviting as an app I would like to use constantly every day. That's the only criticism I have. Outside of that, it's a freaking masterwork. It's to my knowledge, it's the only 100% decentralized wallet out there. I could be wrong. Universal wallet. So here's a little bit of a tidbit. Sacramento, California. Monarch Blockchain Corporation, developers of the Monarch wallet, a decentralized cryptocurrency wallet with a crypto to fiat payment plugin for recurring payments, has now integrated GoChain's network and added support for Go. That's a big deal, people. That's a very big deal. And if you notice, if you've been watching my videos for a while, and you notice on if you look at the price of GoChain, typically the price of GoChain it goes up when others are going down, and I find that interesting. Let's see what CoinPaprika chain. Ooh, well, it's still at 7 cents, so it kicked up a bit. It's up 14% for the week, up 128% over the past month. So, I mean, but look at that. That's pretty solid for, I mean, 9 cents, and it's only at 7. You know, man, this is beautiful. I really like this CoinPaprika. I mean, just look at that presentation. That just looks solid. They've even got a video. Yeah, CoinPaprika is probably going to catch some steam and kick CoinMarket's ass here. Which I'm glad, because honestly, CoinMarketCap and all of their associated websites, they've made millions and millions of dollars off of that traffic, and they're crazy expensive for marketing. Look, links to the Bitcoin talk discussion, Telegram, like who puts all this in there? Medium, Reddit, Twitter. So anyway, yeah, this is a badass site. Thank you, Data Dash. So anyway, yeah, GoChain, Monarch partnered up. For those of you that don't know, I've told everybody, CoinLion is now in beta, and they're getting ready to add more users to the beta. And I had mentioned this before, I'm going to mention it again. Yes, I have been researching what it would take to launch a compliant cryptocurrency exchange in the US. Only because, and I even registered the domain and everything. And yes, the SEC just basically hit the creator of, oh my gosh, Ether Delta. Just slapped Ether Delta with a fine of like $300,000, but I think total was like 385 grand, all the total fees and all that other stuff, because you have to be registered broker dealer in the US. You have to be registered with the SEC as a broker dealer, or you're going to get pinched. And it doesn't matter. The whole SEC going after some of these exchanges, I think they went after Ether Delta to make a point. It doesn't matter if you're a decentralized exchange or not. You're still responsible for the code that you created to create the decentralized exchange to begin with. So, you know, it's the way it is, and you have to play by the rules. That's all there is to it. And to play by those rules isn't necessarily cheap. But I've been talking to a company that it's ultimately going to be able to facilitate me launching an exchange of my own, and I've been consulting with my securities attorney about it. And he's like, yeah, you know, we can do it, and he kind of broke down the costs. It's not super cheap, but it's not outrageous, and he has a way of kind of doing things. I guess in order to get a broker-dealer license, you can start one from scratch, which could be like 50 to 100 grand, or you can buy an existing one and then transfer ownership, and it could be as cheap as 15 grand. So I'm working out ways to do this. I would like to have my own exchange, not because I'm not an advisor of CoinLion, and not because I don't think CoinLion is going to be very, very big. CoinLion exchange is going to be beautiful. CoinLion is going to offer services and functionality. I am not, if I were to launch an exchange. So this isn't me trying to launch something to really compete with CoinLion or anything like that. I just want my own exchange that I can control, that I'm able to generate a living from. And that's really it. I just want something of my own. Like, you know, Beatles has Monarch. You know, a lot of these guys, like Jacob with I Love Crypto, he has like his trading signals, and it's like all these guys have something. I have something too, but it's behind the scenes. It's not something I can really market, and that's no fun for me. Now I have the Acuitas bot, which the Acuitas bot has turned on live trading. I have started playing with it last night. They want me to do another video soon, which I plan on doing. I was going to do some stuff in this video, but it's already 36 minutes long. So the next video that I do is very likely going to be kind of an in-depth look. It may very well be an in-depth look at CoinLion, and it may be an in-depth look at Acuitas trading bot, so that everybody can kind of see what's going on with both. Love you, bro. Bitcoin Ben, what's up, man? Dude, you didn't have to tip $10. Jesus Christ. Love you too, though, man. Bitcoin Ben, guys, check him out. We did this panel. It's funny because we did this panel at World CryptoCon, and you guys know me. It's difficult sometimes for me to not get emotional. And I got a little emotional, and I think I inspired Bitcoin Ben to get a little emotional too, because he started telling a story, and who knew that a crypto panel would turn into a cry fest of grown men, but it kind of did. But he's a hell of a dude. Like, everybody that I met, everybody at World CryptoCon was just great. Actually, I'm going to talk about Hycon. I'm going to close this. And this is kind of a paid feature. They did pay me to kind of go into this. And I've been looking into it, and I thought, man, I kind of dig this. Hyperconnected coin is the digital asset built on top of a faster and more scalable blockchain developed by Hycon R&D team. Professor Wally, grow your coins at Crow Exchange. Just remember that CZ Binance said, don't start your own exchange, but maybe that's just him not wanting competition. Of course, and there's a lot more to launching and running an exchange than he mentioned you guys getting emotional on his channel. Yeah, I haven't seen all of it. I know there's all kinds of stuff about CryptoCon that I haven't seen yet. But yeah, I got a little emotional. I mean, look, I'm kind of a part of some over-the-counter deals, and it's like I'm learning that side of things in a pretty big way, and how it works, and how, like, these big whales, it's a whole other market. I used to think that it was like, oh, somebody mined up 1 billion of them, early on when they were 10 cents, and they've had them this whole time, and now they're selling them in bulk. It's not really like that. I mean, these guys really kind of trade back and forth. And it's like a game, but it's a game played outside of exchanges. And, you get bonuses, and they're discount points and things like that. And people are just they're still speculating back and forth. And it's like it's like an exchange, but it's person to person instead of through an actual exchange. And it's almost like everybody, it's like hot potato is kind of how it's starting to seem to me. It's like, okay, I'm going to unload 1,000 Bitcoin here, and then I'm going to take on 1,500 here. And it's like, who has what by the time the bull run starts back up? And that's kind of what it's like. So yeah, that was a great panel. Before I get into Hycon real quick, so Experty has been really hit me up for, God, I don't know, it feels like 6 months. And it's basically an app where, it's almost like you charge so much a minute kind of thing, but you schedule blocks of time. Like, okay, between 12 o'clock in the afternoon to 4 in the afternoon, I'm available for one-on-one conversations. I have dummy phones and stuff now. Like, nobody can really even reach me at my old phone number that's all over the internet. But this would give me a way that people could reach me, and kind of like if there's something really important, or you're wanting to discuss a project, or you're wanting to discuss, pretty much anything, as long as it's not me giving out financial advice, which everybody knows I do not do. But these guys are really wanting me on board with Experty, I guess my question to all of you guys is, are there enough people that would want to actually spend money to talk to me on an app? Like, I get so many calls, I don't even answer my phone. Like, so I guess there's a demand. I'm just so busy. And these guys are basically trying to say, look, we know you're busy. Because at first I turned them down. I said, I don't have the time to sit on the phone. And they're like, well, it would help you if you monetize that time, And so I'm just curious what everybody's feedback is. If you're familiar, I'm familiar with this. I think it's a cool project, and I think it's going to do well. It's just a matter of, should I do it? Do I have the time to do it? What would make it worthwhile for both people? Those calling me and me sitting on the phone for however long, an hour a day or whatever it is. So yeah, that's kind of my question. Like, what does everybody think about Experty? Is there really reason for very many of you guys to be using it to try and call me? If I were being paid for the time I'm spending on the phone, do you still want to reach me, right? Like, that's the question. Like, if you had to pay for the time, would you still be so interested in talking to me? I guess is the question. What up, Gandhi G? Congrats on the ebook. Thank you, Hack Crypto. I appreciate it, man. I'm honestly, like I said, it's not a masterwork by any stretch, but it's definitely something I think will help put people in the right. Like, if I had this handbook when I first got into crypto, it would have probably saved me a good month or two in just like research and some trial and error, like mistakes and things I've made. So hopefully it helps people avoid some of that. Pros own 800 number. Oh, Heather, for you, it'd be a 976 number. You can call me at 976 Crow Love. Awesome, Chris A. Good. Hopefully it's helpful. Make sure, if you do get the book, make sure you post a review, because the reviews help get it up in the algorithms of Amazon, kind of like Google videos and everything else. So anyway, this is Hycon. Again, it's a paid feature, but I was looking through the team. One of the first things I started doing when I was looking up Hycon is I was looking up the team. And from what I see, I was looking up some of these developers. These guys are legit. I'm like finding them on LinkedIn. They're talking about Hycon. They're claiming Hycon as their company. It's a legit group, and these guys have a lot of people involved. And so I was pretty pleased. I didn't go through every single stinking team member. There's so many people on here. I mean, it's a paid feature. It's not a review, so that like limits the time that I put into some of these. Enterprise. It's a pretty big deal, and it's a pretty big project. Dr. Philip Sander, and then Monique Jean Moreau as advisors. Monique is president and co-founder of the Humanized Internet, a nonprofit organization. Philip Sander is the head of the Frankfurt School Blockchain Center at the Frankfurt School of Finance and Management. Frankfurt School is apparently a partner. They're really not on big exchanges yet. I'd like to see projects on bigger, more liquid exchanges, but I know it's difficult. So anyway, a world of opportunities. The team at Hycon represents a group of individuals from all around the world with different talents and backgrounds to create a revolutionary product. With feedback and ideas from each member on the team, we will be able to build a product that enables mass adoption by people from all sorts of demographics. That's who we are. Now, hold on a minute. We're going to spend a little time going through this. I went through a bunch of this stuff, but I went through a bunch of it days ago, to be quite honest with you. I was planning on doing something, and I haven't. I got caught up with the ebook. So I got to go back and kind of refresh my memory, to be quite frank, because I don't remember all the details. I remember, though, when I was going through the team, I was actually finding more information. You can download the wallet here. We'll go open up the white paper a little. English. I'm going to go to the chat real quick. Real quick. Go for it. Depends on how much the fees are and what you get in return. OTC is how to move coins without disturbing the order books. I know. I trust me. I get over the counter. Hey, if I had some sellers for thousands of Bitcoin right now, I have plenty of buyers. But it's difficult to find people that are legitimate. Excuse me. Hey, Crow, how's KuCoin shares going? It's down. Like everything else. I will say, unlike a lot of people, I really do not buy and sell and swing trade altcoin. When I buy an altcoin, I just stick it away and hold it. I can't say that enough. I'm not like some guys where I'll buy a bunch of stuff really low and then I talk about it and then I sell it if I spike the value up with my video. I don't do that shit. It's not even legal. You can do that, like legally, you can do that with non-securities. But what isn't a security, honestly? And that's the question. As far as the SEC is concerned, if a project had an ICO, it's a security. And so there are very few non-security tokens out there right now. And I'm learning a lot of this stuff too, just from the research of potentially launching an exchange, because you have to be registered if you're going to sell securities on an exchange. But the SEC is kind of blanketed just about everything except Bitcoin and Ethereum as a security. So it is illegal in the United States for someone in the United States to say, okay, I bought this at 22 cents. It's going to be huge, 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 buy. And then they tell their community, and the community goes out and buys it. It goes from 22 cents to $1. And then I turn right around and dump my supply on the heads of everyone else. That is not legal. And I've never done it. I can prove I've never done it. And I never will do it. That is what, I'm not necessarily saying that other people do it. But I buy and hold, plain and simple. I truly do crow my coins. The only thing I ever sell is Bitcoin. I want to see if this, it's so weird because my camera is actually pointing over here. It's like not even pointing directly at me. But the way it works is kind of weird. Damn, I grabbed a shower and y'all are still going. Yeah, it's 48 minutes, but I wanted to make sure that I covered some stuff on Hycon. I'm not even sure exactly how to pronounce it. So let's see here. In today's world of electronic and mobile banking, money is transforming from something tangible held in one's hand into digital numbers that are moved around the internet. In this environment, it was a natural progression for new forms of currency to emerge, which exists only as cryptographically secured strings of digital code known as cryptocurrency. We get that. There was something that I had read before about Hycon that I was like, wow, that sounds pretty badass. But I haven't found it again. Latency, size and bandwidth, security, wasted resources. What I might end up having to do is I'm going to go in and kind of graph this stuff out and actually do probably what I'll do. I remembered that I actually thought this was a pretty cool project. I'm not going to lie, I really did. But I do not remember, and I didn't go through the white paper. I was going through a bunch of other stuff. Hycon-based ICOs and IEOs. Hycon's ICO consulting service includes listing at cryptocurrency exchanges. We verify each token to secure a stable investment base and ensure efficiency through our partnership with various crypto exchanges. ICO, okay. These guys are doing so much with this. The Hycon wallets have been carefully refined to be intuitive and easy to use. We've ensured that our wallets support each type of user, from those who just want to see their wallets to those who want to see the entire blockchain. I think I'm going to come back to this. People they have in their community. 1259. Yeah, it's such a bear market. That's the struggle, man. Even really cool projects launching in a market right now. It's kind of sad. Announcement on the size of buyback, coin burn, and mining volume. Oh, but it's a read of any. The Ghost Protocol, I think I was reading about that too. There's so much. You know what? I'm going to come back to this. Hopefully, everybody's at least interested enough to watch it when I come back out with it. But look, Hycon exists. Check it out. Hycon.io. This isn't a fair feature. I'm going to say that right now because I just wasn't prepared. I was going to go through everything, but the information is kind of difficult to find on their website. So, and I remember I had to do a lot of digging to find this stuff before. Just a clear explanation of what the project is. It's really difficult to find. So, unfortunately, I'm just going to have to come back to it. But it's there. Check it out. Do some of your own research, and then maybe you'll have some questions for me when I come back and I do, I guess you'd call it a follow-up. Explorer. Let's take a look at it. And so they have transactions going through. There's stuff happening. So anyway, coffee and crow for me. Yeah, I've been having I'm starving. I need to eat. Sup, Jon Snow? You know nothing, Jon Snow. All right, so that's that. Experty, give me your feedback in the comments on that. Make sure you guys are getting into the CoinLion Telegram. Things are starting to heat up in there. Oh, one other thing, bct.io. I just had a big conversation with the new CEO of Blockchain Terminal. And I will say that this gentleman reminded me of me a bit in the sense that he was very, very blunt, very honest, very transparent. And I'm curious to see if they put anything about him. I know he's going to be all over the place. I don't know if there's any information about him on here yet or not. But anyway, this is the blockchain terminal. I've shown everybody. I have one right here. It's a big wall of data. And there have been some campaigns. I have been working with these guys now for months. And, there's been a lot of ups and downs with blockchain terminal. Everybody's very well aware, as well as the new CEO. Let me just tell you that this new CEO is cleaning house. He was shocked at some of the things that were going on. And here's the thing. When you are in a market where a lot of the success that you generate, or a lot of the success that you establish for yourself is based off of hype and FOMO and all that other stuff, it's easy to kind of get caught up in making promises that you want to deliver on, but you're just not necessarily sure you can in that time frame. And it seems like there was a lot of that going on. Now, I do have this terminal. It is a beautiful terminal. I think the original promise was for 160 exchanges, aggregated trading. Basically, with these terminals, if you are lucky enough to get your hands on one when they launch officially, basically you're going to be able to put an order into one of these machines and buy all the volume available at that price instantly. The promise originally was over 160 exchanges worldwide, which is huge. And that's primarily for major players, right? But I think at launch, I think they've got everything situated right now to basically do the aggregated trading over 16 exchanges, which is still big, and nobody else is doing this. And these guys definitely want to be first to market. I think these things are going to be launching very, very soon. Now, there are a lot of other influencers that I brought on board to help market these terminals. And I think that's still on track. I think the new CEO is very much about making sure that promises made are promises delivered. And so I expect that to be the case from him. And we talked about it all. And he seems like a very good, honest guy. Here's the thing. Everybody involved with Blockchain Terminal knows that this thing has strong legs, myself included. But I think they're going to be targeting the institutions with this thing first. And then kind of build the use case, build the usage, start building the volume of trade activity on the tokens. You're going to need the tokens to basically pay subscription fees for these. And there's a lot going on. I am absolutely excited about these things but my live trading still is not on yet. And they're working on doing that soon with the actual product launch. So I've been getting, and I'm saying a lot of this stuff because I've been getting questions on my Twitter account and just getting questions on Facebook and stuff. What happened to Blockchain Terminal? What's going on? Well, that's what's going on. They replaced the CEO. The old one's out, the new one's in. Things are about to heat up. And I believe, talking to this guy, I think I talked to him for probably 45 minutes, that he's got a plan. And I'm very interested and very excited to see this plan come to fruition, and I think it's going to be a good deal. So hold tight. I got in after their ICO, so I wasn't a part of like marketing any of the ICO. I'm pretty sure. I think it was pretty decent after the ICO. I'd have to double check, but yeah, I mean, just hold tight. Like it's coming, and it's coming in weeks. I will say that, maybe sooner. Hey, Crow, I really appreciate everything you do in your videos, bro. Coming out to the positive side while other trolls try to be negative and stunt the growth of this space. Thank you, Josh Snow. I've always said, man, there's just no reason to be negative and to attack other people. And it's like, I don't want that karma. I'm old enough to know that what you put out today will come back to you in the future. And, it's just not worth it. It really isn't. I mean, some of these YouTubers, man, some of the stuff that they do blows my mind. And the thing of it is, it doesn't really matter if it's legal or not. If you get sued, it's going to cost you 200 grand. Like, plain and simple. If some of these guys, they piss off the wrong person, there are some laws that protect people and some of the things they say. But when you get into like just blatant lies and straight defamation, you get sued. Just defending yourself is going to cost you $200,000 in court. And why? For like $10 in monetization from YouTube and like a pat on the back from your crazy friends? Like, it's just not worth that shit. So, I'd like to see some of these guys do more positive things in the space, join the community, join the real communities, not the scrub communities of a bunch of like angry little kids that are jealous of the world. And like, it's like, come on, at what point do you realize like, I have more value than this. I'm not one of these guys. I need to take my talents and put them to good use. Like, but like I said before, I love BitBoy, man. I don't want to see him attacked. I don't want to be attacked. I like Superman too. I'm not gonna lie. I like Superman. I mean, he's one of the biggest guys out in YouTube that are still doing it, still putting content out, still doing stuff almost every day, if not every few days. And go get my ebook, Kindle Unlimited. If you're not on Kindle Unlimited, you should be, because it's awesome. You can download pretty much anything free. You can get my book for free. Cardano #1. Yep. So, all right, I'm going to sign off with this. I've got a party to get ready for, and I need to eat a little something before it gets started. And I'll be back with a Hycon follow-up because, honestly, their website it's just not set up in a way that makes it easy to really kind of go into. It's not an ICO site now, so they're not putting it all right there, easy to go through and read. And so, boo-hoo. But I'll be back because I'm going to do some more reading on it, but hey, they'll get a twofer. So I'll see you again soon. Hopefully this was fun, and I'll be back. I really do. I know I've been saying this for over a week. Now that my ebook is done, I am going to get back to the Coins I Love series and providing some pretty good in-depth updates on like the top 35 project for 2019. And I'll be getting back on that here very, very soon. And I'm still mining Aeon, folks. It's been running well, going well. A lot of positive feedback on my mining video. So I did not have my miner running while I was in Vegas. So I missed out on all that. I just didn't want to leave a brand new miner running for almost a week on its own. Didn't think that would have been a very good idea. So, but I turned it off for this video, but as soon as I'm done, I'm going to crank it back up and let it purr away, and I'll update everybody. So stay positive, stay real, and grow your coins, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining me, folks. I'll talk